दर्शकवृन्द नमस्कार। कार्यक्रम संकल्पको आजको श्रृंखलामा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। विपद जोखिम व्यवस्थापन र न्यूनीकरणसँग सम्बन्धित यो कार्यक्रममा आज हामी हालै अर्थात् यही साउन 22 देखि 24 गतेसम्म सम्पन्न भएको अर्थात् सञ्चालनमा रहेको भूकम्पीय सुरक्षा सम्बन्धी अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मैत्री भेला 2070 को बारेमा कुराकानी गर्छौं। अलिकति पृष्ठभूमि जानकारी गराउँ। सन् 2005 देखि जापानको कोबेमा रहेको माइको हाई स्कुल र नेपालमा रहेको भूकम्प प्रविधि राष्ट्रिय समाज नेपाल एनसेट को आपसी सहयोग सहकार्यमा 2005 देखि नियमित रूपमा यस किसिमको भेला सम्पन्न हुँदै आएको छ र यसमा खास गरी जापानका विद्यार्थीहरू आउँछन् र नेपालका विद्यार्थीहरू पनि यो कार्यक्रममा सहभागी हुन्छन् अनि जापान र नेपाल बीच एक आपसमा भूकम्पका पूर्व तयारी लगायतका विषयहरूमा आफ्ना अनुभवहरू आदान प्रदान गरिन्छ। यही प्रकृतिको कार्यक्रम भर्खरै सम्पन्न भएको छ।
आजभन्दा करिब 18 वर्ष अघि सन् 1995 मा जापानको कोबे भन्ने ठाउँमा गएको 6.9 म्याग्निट्युडको भूकम्पका कारण 6000 भन्दा बढी जापानीहरूको ज्यान गयो। 25,000 भन्दा बढी सख्त घाइते भए। 3 लाख मानिस विस्थापित भए। यस्तै 2 अर्ब रुपैयाँ भन्दा बढीको धन सम्पत्ति विनाश भयो। जापान विश्वमै सबैभन्दा बढी भूकम्प जाने मुलुकमा पर्छ। क्षतिको यो विवरणले सन् 1995 सालसम्म जापान भूकम्पीय चेतनाका हिसाबले अपेक्षाकृत रूपमा अघि बढ्न नसकेको स्पष्ट हुन्छ। यो विनाशकारी भूकम्प जनधनको क्षतिका दृष्टिले दुःखद थियो, तर पनि यही भूकम्पबाट पाठ सिक्दै जापानले आफ्नो भवन निर्माण संहिता लगायत निर्माणसँग सम्बन्धित ऐन नियमहरूमा परिमार्जन गरे कडाइका साथ लागू गर्यो, जसका कारण त्यहाँ भूकम्प सुरक्षित घर निर्माण हुने क्रममा तीव्रता आयो। अर्कोतर्फ त्यहाँका विद्यालयहरू पनि भूकम्पीय सचेतना र पूर्व तयारीमा लागि परे। यसैको नमुना बनेको छ जापानको कोबे स्थित माइको हाई स्कुल, जुन विद्यालय अहिले जापानमै सबैभन्दा पहिलो र एकमात्र भूकम्पीय सवाललाई आफ्नो नियमित पाठ्यक्रममा समावेश गर्ने विद्यालय बनेको छ। यस्तै सकारात्मक प्रयासका कारण अहिले विश्वकै सबैभन्दा बढी भूकम्प जाने मुलुक जापान भूकम्पीय पूर्व तयारीका हिसाबले पनि सम्भवतः सबैभन्दा अगाडि छ। भूकम्पीय पूर्व तयारीलाई आफ्नो नियमित पाठ्यक्रममा समावेश गर्ने माइको हाई स्कुलका केही विद्यार्थी र शिक्षकहरू सन् 2005 देखि नेपाली विद्यार्थीहरूसँग अन्तर्क्रिया गर्न नेपाल आउन थाले, जसको निरन्तरताको परिणाम हो यही साउन 22 देखि 24 सम्म चितवनमा सम्पन्न भएको 8औं भूकम्पीय सुरक्षा सम्बन्धी विद्यार्थीहरूको अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय भेला। नेपाल सरकार, शिक्षा विभाग लगायत विभिन्न 12 सरकारी तथा गैर सरकारी राष्ट्रिय तथा अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय संस्थाहरूको संयुक्त पहलमा सम्पन्न भएको उक्त भेलामा नेपाल, जापान र बंगलादेशका समेत गरे करिब 200 शिक्षक विद्यार्थीहरूको सहभागिता थियो। भेलाको मुख्य उद्देश्य भूकम्पीय सुरक्षा अभिवृद्धिका लागि विद्यार्थीहरूमा भएको ज्ञान सिपको विनिमय गरे थप सचेतना विस्तार गर्न थियो। नेपालमा भूकम्प प्रविधि राष्ट्रिय समाज नेपाल एनसेटको पहलमा सन् 1997 मा विश्वमै पहिलो पटक विद्यालय भूकम्प सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम सञ्चालनमा ल्याइयो। भक्तपुरको एउटा विद्यालयबाट सुरु गरिएको यो कार्यक्रमलाई सन् 2010 मा आएर नेपाल सरकारले आफ्नो नियमित कार्यक्रमका रूपमा समावेश गर्यो। त्यही कार्यक्रम अन्तर्गत हरेक वर्ष यो विश्व सम्मेलन आयोजना हुँदै आएको छ। आजको संकल्प कार्यक्रममा भेलामा सहभागी जापानको माइको हाई स्कुलका शिक्षक सुआ सेजी र अरू 2 जना विद्यार्थीसँग गरिएको कुराकानीमा आधारित छ।
र आज हामी यही विषयमा कुराकानी गर्नका लागि जापानका अतिथिहरूलाई खास गरी माइको हाई स्कुलमा संलग्न भएका शिक्षक र विद्यार्थीहरूलाई यो आजको संकल्प कार्यक्रममा निम्त्याएका छौं। उहाँहरू हुनुहुन्छ Seiji Sewa. You are welcome in our program.
Namaste.
He is the teacher of Maiko High School and he is the main initiator of this student exchange and student summit program. Likewise, we have another guest, Genta Nakanuya. You are welcome in our program.
Thank you.
Similarly, another guest, Kanako Tosamasu. I welcome all of you in our programs.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
And first of all, I would like to ask my questions to Mr. Seiji Suwa. What was the concept of this student summit program?
There are some concepts. One is that we convey our experience in Japan. We experienced the Kobe earthquake 1995. It was 18 years ago, and we learned a lot of lessons from that earthquake. So we convey our experience to the Nepali students to know how important to prepare for the coming disaster and to facilitate their preparation for the coming disasters. This is one concept. Another concept is we Japanese also learn a lot from the Nepali practice. Okay? You know that Nepal is doing a very, very good practice in Nepal, and there are a lot of points that we have to learn. We Japanese have to learn from the experience. That is the second concept. The third concept is to facilitate the mutual understanding among the young people. Okay?
Recently, we have accomplished or we have completed the 8th summit, yes, in Nepal.
Yeah.
You have been engaging in this summit from the inception or from the first episodes of summit, yes. What is the learning or what is the outcome of this recent summit?
Well, there's one big outcome. That is a students' action plan that our students themselves insist that students should do something at school. So my students and Nepali students and students from Bangladesh discussed, and they made their action plan by themselves. That is the most important outcome, I think.
Do you think students are, this kind of program is very useful to educate students about the disaster and its dynamic?
Yes, this seminar is very short, only 3 days, and it is impossible for the student to gain much knowledge and skills in this very short seminars. But what's important is they are motivated to do something. Okay, we gave a lot of motivation to the Nepali students, and Nepali student gave us a lot of motivation for the Japanese students. That's the important part. So, if we want to do something, you can do something.
Okay.
But if you don't want to do something, you cannot do anything. So, we are motivated. That's the most important part.
Okay, I move to Mr. Genta. You are the ex-student of Maiko High School, yeah?
Yes.
And if I am correct, you are getting involved in an institution that is SIDE, which means Support for International Disaster Education, yes, which was established in the backdrop of Maiko High Schools. Why are you involving in this institution, SIDE?
I was a Maiko High School student, and I graduated from Maiko High School in 2006. But during my high school days, I also participated the exchange program between Japan and Nepal, and I came to Nepal for 3 times. And I also participated and had an exchange with Nepali students, and also I learned a lot from INSET Nepal. And these kinds of experiences inspired me and motivated me to establish this kind of institution.
It is your 3rd time to have been in Nepal, yes?
Oh, this is 6th time.
6th time?
Yeah.
It's the sixth
Sixth
time.
time.
Oh. What is your learning about the disaster education, especially comparing to Japanese student and Nepalese student?
I think in case of Japan, for example, in the school, they have, for example, evacuation drills twice in a year, or some schools conducted some disaster education program for students, but it's not so effective. I mean, so in the disaster education, so some students in Japan don't know what kind of hazard or what kind of risk is existing in their community or in their society. So, for example, in 2011, the great earthquake and tsunami occurred in Japan, and some of the Japanese succeeded to evacuate to the higher place before coming tsunami, but some of the Japanese didn't know the tsunami would happen. So there are some people are really aware of the earthquake or natural disaster, but some people no. So still in Japan, we have to raise the level of awareness and knowledge in the Japanese education. But in case of Nepal, also I think there are same kinds of problems. So some people are very aware of the earthquake or flood. I mean, the participants of student summit are really aware of the natural disasters. So they know many about the disaster reduction, and they learned from student summit. And I think their mission is to convey what they learn from the summit to the other students in their own schools.
Do you think this kind of summit helps to aware the people, especially in level of student?
Yeah, I think it's really helpful. And the student summits was really was giving really useful knowledge to the students. But for example, just 2 of each schools participated that student summit, right? So the mission they have right now is how they can convey what they learn to the student of their own schools. So I mean, the content was really useful at the student summit.
त यसरी भुइँचालोबाट बस्नका लागि यस्ता अग्ला दराजहरूलाई भित्तामा यसरी अड्काउनु पर्छ। नआत्तिनु नानी हो, होइन आत्तिनु हुन्न। सबैजना घुँडा टेकी ओत्ला ग। होइन झप, त्यो ठाउँ सुरक्षित छैन। आफ्नो डेस्क मुनि गएर ओत्ला ग, छिटो। मद्दत चाहिएमा सिटीको प्रयोग गर्नु। ल है त 1 2 ठिक त छौ तिमीहरू?
म ठिक छु सर।
यो दराजलाई पनि भित्तामा राम्रोसँग अड्काउनु पर्थ्यो, अनि मलाई गर्व छ तिमीहरूले मेरो निर्देशनको सही पालना गर्यो।
गत 14 वर्षको नेपाली पत्रकारितामा एउटा ट्रेन्ड सेटर बनेकोमा गर्व गर्छ हिमाल। यद्यपि देश, काल र परिस्थितिको यथार्थ चित्रण तथा सही विश्लेषणमा हामीले अझ धेरै सिक्नु छ र अझ धेरै काम गर्नु छ। नयाँ नेपालको नयाँ हिमाल,
नयाँ खबर, हिमाल खबर पत्रिका, हरेक आइतबार।
Mr. Shua, could you please ask her a questions? Yes, she has been also involving in disaster-related activities in Japan and in Nepal as well, and she has recently participated in the student summit as well. What is her experience? Could you please ask her in Japanese, and could you please translate her idea and experience in English as well?
So what impressed her most in the seminar was the practice of evacuation drill. She found the difference between the Japanese drill and the Nepali drill. In Japan, basically, most of the schools have this kind of evacuation drill twice in a year. Only the fire alarm rings at a fixed time, and the students evacuate to the schoolyard. They don't seem to be very tense or involved in that action. They are, roughly speaking, they are only walking to the schoolyard, and the teachers call the names and count the students who evacuated, and that's the end. So she thinks that evacuation drill in Japan is not so practical.
Okay, thank you very much for this translation.
Thank you.
And I again ask you a question. Yes, you have been involving since long time in the disaster preparedness and disaster education. So not only you, but your school as well. how your school is disseminating and involving in disaster educations?
My school is a so-called general high school. The purpose of the education is to let the students enter the higher education. Our mission is to expand our experience at school to the other schools, and that's the important role we are now taking.
Okay. Other schools are also working in collaboration with your school as well, yes?
Some schools.
Some schools. Maiko High School is the only one school that teaches disaster education in Japan.
Yes, I mean that the curriculum, the disaster education curriculum is fixed. That is the only school.
Which kind of disaster issues has been incorporated in your curricula?
Earthquake is the most important factor because this course was launched after Kobe earthquake, and we learned a lot of lessons from that disaster. And tsunami is the next one because it took place 2 years ago, and it really gave a shocking impression to all the Japanese people. And Japan is also hit by typhoon or heavy rain or volcanic eruption. Or we have a lot of many kinds of disasters in Japan. So we learn these disasters also.
What is your dream to work in disaster activities through your school and your students?
I'm very old, older people don't have.
But you don't seem so old.
Dream, but what my dream is that my student dream will come true.
It means your dream will be transferred to your students?
Yes, and they will do something they want to do, and if it comes true, I'm very glad. That's my dream.
Okay, if so, I move to Mr. Genta. What is your dream?
I don't know if it can be said dream, but I hope that I keep involving in the field of disaster reduction education or community-based disaster management.
Do you think students are the change maker in disaster field?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember Kobe earthquake experience?
Yes, I remember.
How old were you at that time?
I was 7 years old.
7 years old.
And I was really small. But I really remember.
How do you remember? How do you share that experience with us?
Actually, at that time I was in a home, and a big shaking attacked me, and I was really astonished or surprised.
And you ran away from your home, or you stayed there?
No, I stayed inside the bed.
In Japan, people don't run away. They run outside because most of the Japanese houses are constructed very strongly to cope with the disasters. All the houses collapsed a lot, but many Japanese stay inside the home.
Mr. Shua, if I am correct, that devastating earthquake in 1995 in Kobe, but lost more than 6,400 people. Yes?
Yes, 6,434, yeah.
And similarly, 25,000 people were injured. And 300,000 people were displaced.
Yes.
And billions of property was lost. Yes. How do you remind that devastating situations to us?
Well, what's important is preparedness. Okay? Many people died, but 60% of the victims are older than 60 years old. They are living in a very, very old houses, and their sons and daughters moved to the newly constructed towns, and they were safe. And the older people died, and in the first floor. Okay, older people don't sleep on the second or third floor because it is difficult for them to walk upstairs every day. So they stayed on the first floor, and all the houses crashed, and they are pressed dead. So what's important? The most important lesson we learned is that the strong construction is necessary. It's a must. So Japan changed the building code, and now the very strong houses are constructed.
It means, can we say the Kobe earthquake was the milestone to change the
Yes,
Japanese
it's a milestone.
policy
It's a
to make the
quite clear milestone.
strong and safe building? Yes.
It's sad that Japan was hit by many disasters, but after the disasters, Japan changed the law.
I again want to know the experience of Kanako here. What is her commitment to work in disaster field?
先輩みたいに
Her dream is to join, for example, young volunteer working in the country, or she wants to join a NGO and to work in the foreign country like he has done so far, and she wants to support the children who are working in a very dangerous situations, or the children who have no home, living in the street. So she wants to be a supporter of the children in a very, very bad situation.
Earlier, or in 2001, this program was started with exchange program between Kobe or Maiko High School and ANSET. But now, from 2010, Government of Nepal has recognized this program as its regular activities. Yes, and government has adopted it. Not only Government of Nepal has recognized this student summit, but also adopted its own regular activities as well. How do you feel?
Well, it's a very, very fruitful result of our exchange program. So, yeah, I'm honestly speaking, I'm very glad that something is expanding. Okay, what's important is not to raise the exports of disaster reduction. What's more important is to let all the citizens know the importance of preparedness. In that point of view, I'm very glad that this program is regarded important by the government, and they are doing something to start on their formal way of education, and so I'm very glad.
Do you have any suggestion to prepare regarding the disaster by communities, students, and other stakeholders in Nepal based on the experience of Japan?
Okay, so I think it is difficult to reconstruct all the houses in Kathmandu, but we can tell the people to do something. Or for example, to fix the furnitures in the room to the wall, not to fall down, or I think to stay outside. Don't stay inside in the vulnerable houses. They have to sleep there, but another time, I hope them to spend their time, as much time as possible, outside of the vulnerable houses. So
that is education
awareness.
Education awareness and skill as well.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time and your presence and your idea and experience. I would like to again thank you all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. दर्शकवृन्द, आज हामीले संकल्प कार्यक्रममा कुराकानी गर्यौं जापानको माइको हाई स्कुलका शिक्षक, विद्यार्थी, पढिरहेका अध्ययनरत विद्यार्थी र त्यहाँका पूर्व विद्यार्थीले कसरी यो भूकम्पीय पूर्व तयारी गर्नुपर्छ, नेपालमा भर्खरै सम्पन्न भएको भूकम्पीय सुरक्षा सम्बन्धीको अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मैत्री भेलामा उहाँहरू चाहिँ संलग्न हुनुभएको छ। यो अनुभव, नेपाल र जापानको अनुभव उहाँहरूले चाहिँ आदान प्रदान गर्नुभयो। यो कुराकानी पक्कै पनि हामीलाई एउटा ठुलो पाठ सिकाइ हुन सक्छ, एउटा नयाँ ज्ञान हुन सक्छ। यही सन्देशका साथ आजको संकल्प कार्यक्रम यही सकिन्छ। अर्को हप्ता फेरि यस्तै कार्यक्रमका साथ तपाईँ हाम्रो भेटघाट हुन्छ। आजलाई बिदा दिनुहोस्। नमस्कार।